Hey, good morning, Facebook. It's Gerry coming to you live today from Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm going to let traffic build for a minute and talk a little bit about what we do here first. We're a life advancement center specializing in plant medicine. And specializing in a particular type of miracle. What's interesting about us is that there's been about 5,000 people through the door here, and about 94% of them experience this particular type of miracle. So in math, that's like 946 out of 1,000 people. Or excuse me, 960 out of 1,000. No, 946 out of 1,000 people is the right number. Experience this particular type of miracle, and those who don't get it and come back have the same rate of miracle when they come back the second time. So listen, you're going to get it when you come here. And what is this thing? What is this particular type of miracle? And actually, it's a reuniting of the soul. We believe in a particular thing, that we believe that between when you're conceived and about 5 years old, you split from your soul in a quest for safety. And the hero's journey is forgetting who you were, splitting from your soul, remembering and remerging. And this is life. The interesting thing about this, and the thing that I get the most amount of questions about, is how this outpictures in our manifesting life, or what I call is our creating life. And it's a it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So it gets real interesting. About me, my name is Gerry. I'm 55 years old. I've been in business since I was a young fella, and I became a millionaire in my 20s, a multi-millionaire in my 30s. I sold a company at 38 and retired for about $90 million, which netted down to about $60 million at my end. And so I was okay at the making money part, but my life was a wreck. And through the grace of God, whatever that is, and the miracle of plant medicine, I was saved and realigned, and I'm living a very, very fun life. I'm living my dreams in Costa Rica. We see between about on the low side 40 people, on the high side 90 people every single week that comes by. And we do this thing and this workshop, and these people have these crazy reemergences with their soul. And like last week was a wild week. We had a lot of showbiz people here, a professional golfer. It was just an on fire week. It was a crazy week. We did great, and the miracles just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. And so if you're thinking about coming here, please get here quick. I know I've been talking about this for a year, and if you think about it, 2 years ago we averaged about 10 people a night. We're averaging now, let's say 60 people a night, and we only have 90 beds. In one more evolution, there will be no more beds. So if you're coming, please come and get in here and have this thing happen to you. It'll save your life. So let's get down to it. In this past week, I received emails about a particular thing, a way that I discuss something. And what is that? I talk about building your house. And what do I mean by building your house? I mean that in this creation process, once we really identify with who we are and we really know what we want, the building of that thing that we want is about a 10,000 hour project. To get extremely good at the thing we're doing is about a 10,000 hour project. Now it can happen in 2,000 hours, but figure from 2,000 to 10,000 hours. What is that in business time? It's 5 years, it's 7 years, sometimes it's a decade. So it becomes super important. And this is why people don't experience real commercial success, is because they put in 1,000 or 1,500 hours and they switch. The guy starts out, he's an actor, and the next thing you know, he wants to be a tour guide provider. And then after the tour guide provider, he's a mechanic. And after being a mechanic, he's a chemist, and and he does all this different shit, but he never sticks in long enough to have mastery, and mastery is what provides this flow of wealth. This is really, really, really super, super important shit. So people say to me, they say, well, listen, if you have to put in this 5 years or 7 years or some number like this, what happens if you're wrong? And this is the question that keeps people jumping. Because I'm going to tell you what, there's going to be a lot of fucking times. If you're on the right thing, that you're going to look like you were wrong. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. What the F? Yeah. There's going to be a lot of times that you look like you were wrong. What's going to keep you in the game? This is the big one. What's going to keep you in the game? How aligned you were when you picked this thing. See, if you were aligned when you picked your mission. So I'm just going to give you what it was. So let's talk. Let me just say Gerry Powell, Rythmia. Well, with Rythmia, I opened up, and 2 weeks later, I got shut down. Then I was told the government would never give me a medical license. And it took a year to get that. And then I opened it up, and we were losing money every single week. It looked like the worst. But what kept me going was that when I made the decision to do this, I did it with my heart and soul. And I feel it in here. See, if the thing that you're doing you don't feel in here, you're going to quit as soon as it gets rough. And I'm going to tell you it's going to get rough. Like this shit is not easy. Anybody who's out there on the internet selling that this is fucking easy shit is lying to you. They're lying to you. This is hard. The good news is this. Doing nothing is equally as hard. That's the good news. You can screw up or be successful. They're all hard. I like picking the one that makes you feel good, which is the successful one, right? So let's just talk about this. So then how do you know what keeps you going? What keeps you going is that, and this is truly, I believe, if you are split and you decide to do your business, then you're doing it from a false self. In doing it from a false self, you will constantly be in doubt of your decision. If you are in doubt of your decision, the first wave that rocks the boat, you go, fuck, this is going to tip over, I have to get out of here. But if you make your decision from this centered place, boom, that decision sticks with you in this first little time of building. The first 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And that is what it takes. Anybody who tells you that it's quicker than that is lying to you. They're just lying to you. It can happen, and when it happens, it fucks up. What do I mean by that? 75% of lottery winners are bankrupt within 5 years. And almost 94% say it was the worst thing that ever happened to them. Boom. Why? Because they didn't put in the work to get that. So these things that are built from a centered point are harder to build and easier to maintain. So once you get it, you got it. Once you get that, you got it. Once you get that, you got it. So what do I mean by that? Okay, you made this decision from a centered place. I want to leave my job at Smith Barney, and I want to hang a shingle, and I want to be a healer. And now you spend the next 4 years getting fucking great at it. And now you start to get it going. And now the next thing you know, it's 6, 7 years later, you have more clients than you have time for. And that creates a new opportunity. An opportunity to train somebody in the way that you do it. Like this is how you grow shit. This is the fucking shit that's happening. Now, here's the great part. Well, what happens if I spend 7 years and I was wrong? I'm going to tell you what. If your heart wanted you to do it, you'd be having fun in those 7 years and it would never be wrong. So, understand what I'm saying? If you were doing it from your heart, I got to tell you this. We're making some money. But if we weren't, I'd be doing the same thing because I love it. I love it with everything in me. Everything in me. So then, at the end of 7 years, hey, my own thought is it's going to be a super, super over-the-top success. But if it's not, I did what I was supposed to do with my heart. You know what hell is? Hell is being in some business or having some fucking job that you hate because you have to keep up your BMW payment. That's not good at all. You end up hating your kids, your life, your this, your that, your wife. Who needs that shit? I'm talking about being alive and being into it and taking the challenge of building something that's real. And in these things, the real generally has to do with something that helps the populace. Like, so this is where this kind of gets interesting, but follow me on this. Do this with your heart. Examine, and this takes the hardest thing in the world. This takes truth. This is where you have to look at what you're doing and get alone and get it. I use a pencil and paper and I say, am I happy with this? And you know the thing is, fuck car payments, fuck house payments, fuck college tuition, fuck it all. Am I happy with this? Is this turning me on? Is the decision to do this coming from, in other words, if I'm doing something because I want women to like me, or I'm doing something solely because I want that car, or completely because I want to be in that country club, you're going to wind up very, 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 very sad. Why? It's harder to do from that, not that you can't do it, it's harder to do from that standpoint, it is. And when you get it, you realize you lost. Can't win that way. That's not how to win. That is not how to win. That is not how to win. And when I talk about win, I don't mean win for you, I mean win for everybody. Because when you win doing this from a centered place, so now I merge back and I really examine my life and I say, I don't want to be an investment banker. I want to be a guy who runs fishing guides, fishing charters. I don't want to be an investment banker. Not that you don't want to be an investment banker. Some people are fucking yogis that decide they do want to be an investment banker because they want to change and add light to that field. I'm not saying either or. I'm saying that, boom, it's going to come to you when you're centered. When you're fragmented, and imagine being frantic and saying, how do I fix this? I fix this by becoming an investment banker. I fix this by becoming a healer. That's not how to fix this. This gets fixed first, and then we point it at the thing that we want. And then all shit slows down. And this slow motion thing, and then things just start piecing together. Click, 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 click. And that is exactly how it works. And I hate saying that because I wish there was some easy answer. That's why I no longer use the word manifestation. I do not use the word manifestation. I don't like its use. It's great for the astrals, but for here on terra firma, it ain't no good because it leaves both the speaker and the listener with the wrong fucking idea. That the real thing is creation. I'm going to work with whoever else to create this thing. And I'm going to be a part of creation. Now, here's the beauty part. Here's the beauty part of this, okay? I don't know if you can see this. Hell is knowing what you want and not being willing what it takes to get it. That's the terrible. But heaven is knowing what you want and deciding to do whatever it takes to get it. Whatever it takes. All of a sudden, I can change your mood today in 1 second. I can change your life in a second. I can't. You can change your mood. You can change your life. You know how it is? Sitting down, deciding what you want, and making a fucking commitment to go get it. Ooh, bow. A commitment irrespective of circumstance. So what does that mean? It means the light's red, but I'm still going to go to the store. You can't sit home and wait for every light to be green to go to the store, right? So it's a commitment irrespective of circumstance. So I want you to say, okay, yeah, I know, I know I'm short, but I want to play pro basketball. Whatever the fuck. I know that I don't have enough money to finance this business, but I'm going to get in this business. Boom. That's commitment irregardless of circumstance. And then you make the commitment. I talked about this last week about the Mike Tyson quote when he was getting interviewed, and so they said, how do you get motivated for a fight? And he said, well, you know what, when I go into the ring, I say I'm either going to die or I'm going to win. And the guy said, well, isn't that a bit extreme? He says, it is for my opponents. How would you like to fight a guy like that? You're gonna die. But that's how you got to come to the universe with your stuff. I know in my heart that I'm supposed to be a healer, and that's what I'm going to do, or I'm going to die. You know, when you say that to the universe bends and assists. When you say to the universe, I'm going to do this because it's going to make me look good, or I'm going to do this because my friends are doing it, or I'm going to do this because I want to drive a Porsche, and that's not a good. The universe is very resistant to that. What all things respect is energetic power. And the more you are aligned, the more energetic power your decisions have. Follow me. Everything that the universe respects is energetic power. The more you are aligned with what you want, call it definiteness of purpose, it's energetic power. It's saying, I'm going to go get that and I want you to help. Boom. This is the thing. And when you feel that way, if your mother says something that's negative to you, it's not going to dissuade you. If your banker says you're crazy, it's not going to dissuade you. If your husband says you can't do that, it's not going to dissuade you. Because you're going to be locked in. Locked in. I'm saying a lot today. I know. That's funny to me. Okay, so you're going to be locked in. And I want you to be locked in because when you're locked in, you win. And by win, the thing that you're creating comes into fruition. And then usually that's for the best and highest good of all concerned. Usually is. So when you bring something to the world that people need, and if people are saying, well, what if I don't have the money? It doesn't damn matter. You know, if you don't have the money, do it for free. Do it for free. You like it so much? Prove it. Do it for free. What does that mean? I'm a healer. I just learned how to heal. I read some books, and I know that I have this thing, this power in my hands. I put a little post-it up, not a post-it, but a little thing at work that says, I'm giving free healing. Stay after work for 2 hours. Boom. And now all of a sudden you're doing that, and you get good at it. And now people start lining up. And next you start charging. And now you didn't have a penny, and you're already in business. It ain't that hard. If you're doing cookies, bake some cookies. Give them away. There's all this trick in the book. I don't know if you've ever been to these, the food stores like I can't think of their names right now, but like IGA and stuff like that. And they stand in the aisle and giving out toxic food, cheese and shit to get you hooked. Well, that's what you do. Except do your good stuff with your cookies, with your love, with your healings. You do the same thing. And next thing you know, you're in business out of nothing. Nothing. That's what nothing. No thing. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is to not be ignorant. Do not ignore. Do not ignore these things. Because it's not that we're stupid. It's that we're ignorant. That hard work might not line up with our idea of how to get things. And so what we do is ignore it. Ignore. Don't be ignorant. Be aware. And if you're aware, all of this stuff can be had. All of it can be had. And I mean really can be had. I'm not some guy convincing you to give me money so that I can have my first financial event. That ain't it at all. I'm a guy who's had some financial events. And I'm just telling you how this shit works. And it really does work this way. I'm sorry I'm a little fired up today because I want to get you guys. I don't want you to quit. And if you're not lined up yet, then don't make decisions until you're lined up. That's what I mean. So like if you know that you're not merged and you're going to come to this place and get merged, then book into here and then write in your calendar to make your decisions about your vocation, your job, your career, your business 2 weeks after you've been here. Don't be making decisions out of fractured. Don't be leaving your wife out of fractured. Don't be getting a new girlfriend out of fractured. Don't be changing jobs out of fractured. Wait till you're together, man. Wait till you're together. And then boom, when you do that, you're going to be right where you should be. I want to tell you a couple things. One of our friends, Mia Rue Robbins, is going to be teaching here May 26th to June 2nd. Please come and see her. That's May 26th to June 2nd. Her program is called True North. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady and a dear friend of mine. Please come and check her out. You're going to love it. If you have questions and you want to book in here, I'm going to tell you the thing. You know the best fucking time to do this? Yesterday. Yesterday is the best time to do this. Yesterday is the best time to come to Rythmia. Here's a number. 866-936-9446. So that's the number 1. 866-936-9446. Please come and visit us. If you have questions, please put your question here. If you just want to talk about what medications you're on and find out what you got to do to come, just call that number. Call that number. They're standing by waiting for you. And I hate to sound salesy, and today I do, because you know what? I'm on fire for this shit. I just spent a week with a bunch of people, and it's amazing to me. We had 100% miracles last week. 100%. Not one person didn't get it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, and the thing is, it strikes me every time I'm floored by the confusion over this success thing. It's fucking confusing to people, and it shouldn't be. And the reason it's confusing is that there's other people selling bullshit, and they can't decipher what's true. So I'm telling you, this is true. This is true. This is true. And you're going to get there. And it's going to take longer than you think, and you're going to be more successful than you think, and it's going to be harder than you think, at least in the beginning. Once the wheel turns, it's in flow. And once it's in flow, all you got to do is guide the spinning wheel. Simple, simple, simple shit. Just guide the spinning wheel. And then people will say, oh my God, look at that overnight success. A 10-year overnight success. But they'll see it's an overnight success. And they'll say to them, honey, you see, that's how to do that. Look, he's barely working. Because all his work was done up front. This isn't hard shit. This is easy shit. All right, guys. Have a wonderful, beautiful week. Please do me a favor and share this thing now. If you're watching this, please share it for me. Please share it. Come to Rythmia. And for all means, God bless you. God hold you. And I'm going to tell you something. Like the mother bird kicking that little half-hairy bird out of the nest. That's what the universe keeps doing to you. It wants you pushed out of the nest, pushed out of your comfort zone, pushed into soaring, pushed into climbing. It's trying to push you out. You're looking for a place to get coddled, and it's coddling you with tough love. That's what it's about. It's coddling you with tough love. So come on in, come on, get it. God hold you, God bless you, and I will see you guys next week right here, and we'll talk about more of this stuff. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, wonderful, and sacred week. Cheers.